Going off for the commercial break. We have one more guest that has come into the studio. We'll let her introduce herself, and then we'll give you information about upcoming trainings and events.
Hi, my name is Felicia.
And Felicia has been a really big part of the work. She's actually one of the community board members for the work that's happening and for Rural Opportunity Institute. The community board has been put in place to really just make decisions and control how the trainings get dispersed throughout the community and where they're trained. And the community board members will actually make decisions around who gets accepted and not accepted into the trainings in the event that there's more people that want to get trained than spots available. But one of the things we really appreciate, Mr. Akbar, you making space for us all to come on the radio this morning, is we just wanted to really make sure to get the word out and share that there is this 2-day training happening in our community, and it's called Resources for Resilience. And the first training that Resource for Resilience did was last October in the fall of 2018, and we actually all participated in that together at Edgecombe Community College, and people loved it. It's a 2-day training. It teaches us 7 skills. Their language is it's a body-based skills to help us rebalance our nervous system. So when we get stressed out, we get knocked out of our resilient zone, and they teach us skills to help bring us back in our zone. And the training was really helpful, really positive. I mean, people have really enjoyed it. They've talked about how much it's helped them and helped the people they've served. Really diverse group of people who've gone through the training to date. There's been nurses and school teachers and parents and community members and social workers. Really anyone. It's open to anyone. It's free, covered by a grant. 140 people in Tarboro and in Edgecombe have been trained to date, and there will be 2 more trainings coming up. There's going to be a training September 18th and 19th, and there's going to be a training October 8th and 9th. And there'll be the same training, Resource for Resilience. It will teach that evidence-based curriculum, and you'll be part of this growing community of people who are on kind of this movement to be more trauma-informed and to help support more healing. And so you can sign up for that by going to ruralopportunity.org/training. And there's forms, really simple Google form to sign up for that. Or feel free to stop by the library in Tarboro. And there's flyers at both the front entrance and rear entrance that have the same information. And then if you need to call or text, my cell phone number is 319-594-2647. But we'd really like to turn it over to our partners and hear from people of what they thought of the training and what it was like to go through the training.
Yeah, Seth, and I strongly encourage everyone who's listening to inquire more in detail about the program, what it has to offer, because I myself would attest to the fact that having gone through the training and somewhat sensing that I was knowledgeable and able to cope and deal with stress in my life and help others, this training has really enhanced my understanding, given me a larger, in-depth understanding of what resilience is. Believe it or not, all of us need the ability to deal with those things that come at us. Life come at us fast. As this old saying is, life is 90% of what happened to you, 10% how you respond to it. And really the 10% can be affected to change the course of our future if in fact we know how to deal with what has come at us. All of us have been faced with some things, and this training really will give you a in-depth understanding of why do you react, why do you do the things you do. And again, as we understand our children, why do our children behave the way they behave? And in particular, we're talking about focusing in the school. We want to deal with a generation that's coming behind us that's going to go to a time and place that we're not going to go. And how effective will they be if they're not given the tools necessary to be able to cope with the things that are going to happen to them? Life in itself, as Seth has pointed out, there are a lot of things: suppression, abuse, discrimination. These are things that are part of the world system, the society in which we live. And we can't change that, but we can change how we react to what happens to us and come at us and make us a better person, that we don't contribute to some of the things that we're now facing. So this training has helped me to understand that, and understand that people sometimes they are not responsible for what they're doing because what has happened to them, and they don't know how to deal with it. But if they understand how to deal with it, they can react different, and therefore their lives will impact the people around them, their family members, their friends, and society as a whole. So this is very important. This is something that we have missed out on in terms of the past. We've been given some means of dealing with things that happen, but not real successful tools that will help us to keep it from happening. Us being contributing to the things that surround us. So resilience training is key. And here it is. You don't have to go to college to get this training. You don't have to have a PhD. You don't have to be one of those who say, well, I don't know how. You can learn how. These are simple tools, skills. You have it within you. And all you have to do is understand who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. And these skills will help you to be able to cope with that.
My experience with the training is that it taught me how to deal with myself as well as dealing with others, and to identify the trauma and the situation that I was dealing with, not really understanding that it had anything to do with with trauma, anything like that. But it helped me to embroider myself, helped me to shape myself, and to cope with my own issues as well as trying to help someone else, with their issues. And the main thing that I like about it, of like being a part of the community board, this is one thing that that's teaching me a lot. And sometimes it lets you know that trauma and situation you're going through not always your fault. Sometimes you beat yourself up because you think it's your fault. You do the blame game, but it's teaching you that it's not really your fault. Things happen to you that's out of your control, but this training helps you to put things back into perspective. You understand? Mm-hmm. It helps you to deal with yourself, and as you deal with yourself, you can help deliver someone else. You can't help someone else, and you bound and tangle up yourself. But once you free yourself, then you're able to help free somebody else.
And I think it's important too, and very good, Felicia. I think it's very important that we understand that as parents, in particular, our children, and as Naeem said, school is about to open. This is a reality. It's coming whether you're ready for it or not. And with it, going to bring some problems, some issues that we have not dealt with effectively in the past with our children, and it has not helped our children. If parents understand their children better, understand why your child does not learn at the rate that some other children, your child can be the best child in the school. You don't have to watch other children be successful in their education career, because your child may be not dealing with some issues that they are facing, and because they're not dealing with the issue, they are focusing on a sidetrack, and therefore they're distracted, and they're dealing with a toxic environment that if they could learn how to cope with that environment, they can move through it as they progress through school and get a good education to better themselves. So again, it is so important, and it's imperative for us in this community, the Edgecombe County community, where we have access right now through the school, what is being done with the school system, and with the help of Vigi and Seth and the superintendent of the school, the principals. We have an opportunity right here. It starts with us. It starts with you as parents to get involved. If you want to do better, we can do better. There's an old saying, and I'll share very quickly, is if better is possible, good is no longer an option. You think you've been doing good, but ask yourself, can I do better? And to do better, you need to learn how to do better. And here's an opportunity, free of charge. This training, as Seth pointed out, 2 sessions, is available to you. Seek and you shall find ways to improve yourself first, as Felicia said. Help yourself first, then you can help somebody close to you, your child, your friend, your mate, somebody, your neighbor, regardless of your affiliation with other people. But we all are surrounded with people that we can help once we help ourselves.
That is excellent. That is excellent. And with me being involved with this trauma initiative, it's helped me. Many of you know that I'm heavily involved in the reentry coalitions in the area. And you're talking about trauma and trauma field. That's a trauma field population. It's helped me because I'm a peer mentor for reentry clients, those men and women who have gone to prison, been in prison, got out, and when they get out, it seems as if they're suffering even more punishment from having gone to prison, paid for their crimes, and find it hard to move on. But I know with this trauma initiative, I've learned how to deal with myself and that experience, but I've also been able to help others, those brothers and sisters that so much need help to apply some of these 7 skills that allow us to manage our lives. And it is amazing when you actually see the results. Again, we'll repeat the trainings that are coming up, and you can always go by W.A. Patilla Middle School and get the information from Seth and Vici or Markel Cherry, who are stationed there. You want to give us the dates again?
Yeah, thank you so much. So the first training opportunity is coming up next month, and it'll be here before we know it, September 18th and 19th. And the second training opportunity is October 8th and 9th. Both of those will be here in the community and in the area. To sign up, you can go online to ruralopportunity.org/training, or you can look at the flyers at the front or rear entrance of the Tarboro Public Library in downtown Tarboro, or feel free to get in contact with any of us at Patillo Middle School, or with Mr. Akbar, or with Reverend Parker, or with Felicia. As we mentioned, 140 people in Edgecombe County have been through this training, and we can't wait to see you there.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you all for joining us this morning. And I see that we'll need, at some point, we'll need a follow-up of this discussion. So until we get with you again, God bless you and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.